Hey everyone, it's Matt aka Tech Ranger, and today we're going to be taking a look at some free weapon mods for Starfield on the Xbox. There's a lot of paid ones out there at the moment, but there's still some free ones, so I wanted to take a look at some of those. Some of these are older ones that I just never got around to taking a look at, and then there's some cooler ones that are based on other video games that I think fit pretty well into Starfield. If you enjoy the video, leave a like down below and comment down below if you have any questions or are using any of these mods. And with all that, let's take a look at some more free weapon mods for Starfield on the Xbox. So there's a few weapon mods by this mod author that I have not gotten a chance to check out yet, and I was waiting for the right moment to put this in a video with some other ones, and we're talking about the G36C Redux. This is a weapon mod based on the G36C in Call of Duty. It's been in a lot of Call of Duty games, and it was my favorite in Modern Warfare, the original one, because it looks like it's from space. That and one of the coolest characters usually carried it. There are a couple things with this mod, one of which is actually going to be required for the next two that we're going to look at in this section. First thing is that this mod actually requires another mod. It's the ammo framework mod, also made by the same mod author. This allows some injection of some special ammo types into the game, which you can actually craft at an industrial workbench. I feel like most people who have been playing Starfield for a while probably have all their research done. You would need the ammunition 2 at least for the 5.56. If you have that done already, you will need some large primer. If you don't have that, you can buy these from a couple vendors. You can try out the Laredo Firearms location for some large primer. Another place you can look is the UC Surplus store in the Well, located in New Atlantis. If you buy some here, you can always just wait 24 hours for the stores to refresh in the game. There's a lot of vendors that will sell this. Coleman Lang and Neon of the Trade Authority will also have these. So this requirement does kind of make it to where this ammo is a little bit more valuable, so you don't necessarily want to go in guns a-blazing. You can buy ammo though, so it's not like you're not going to be able to find it if you don't craft it. But it's always a good idea to have some ammo before you go out adventuring. Now that you've got some ammo for this one, you can go to any Trade Authority location and buy one of these, because they are in some leveled lists, although buying one from the Trade Authority is probably the way to go. The basic G36C that you buy from the Trade Authority will be this orange plated one, but you're not locked into that necessarily, because there are some special versions that you can buy from the Trade Authority vendors as well that have perks. Like with most weapon mods, you can kind of make it how you want to make it. So you can change out the iron sights, you can add a holographic sight, even a sniper scope. And then the one thing that you do want to take notice of is the lasers. There's actually two spots for this in these slots. In the first laser slot, you can choose your laser. However, you're not going to be able to use it unless you have a certain receiver, which is the tactical receiver. Generally, the different parts, black, challenger, or tactical, will kind of line up with the other parts in this list, but that one you need to know about if you want to actually use a laser. The mod author actually made a video about this one on his channel as well, so I will link that above. If the G36 wasn't really your style in the Call of Duty games, he's got you covered there as well. There is the M4A1. This one was pretty much in most of those games. You can get the NV4 in the Project Warfare pack. I've looked at that one before, but this one is the straight up M4, and there's a pretty healthy list of attachments with this one, including the ability to get gold, just like the G36, Red Tiger, and a cool USA camo. Finding this one is about the same as before with the G36. It'll be on some enemies. You might be able to find it out in the wild, but the best way to do it is the Trade Authority, and then there's some weapon vendors as well, like Bell here at Roland Arms. I ended up going with the Red Tiger camo as well as the Tactical ACOG, but there are a ton of different scope options. Here are a few of those. I may make a short going over some of the other attachments. Unlike the G36, you can make it to where this does more damage, so if you end up going through the Unity new playthrough, it's not going to be left in the dust. This one has a lot more customization options, but good thing about Starfield modding is that we don't really have a space requirement, so if you want to have both, go for it. Now, we've looked at a couple rifles, but what about pistols? Now, we do have one, and it's actually from Halo. Can't play the music, obviously, for copyright. And it's actually from Novafinch, who you're probably familiar with, not only from Starfield, but also previously Fallout 4. Similar to the previous two weapon mods that we looked at, it does have a new ammo type. However, that's included in this mod. There's not something else you have to download. It even shares the same model box ammo like the 50 cal, but it's different. You can craft the ammo at any industrial workbench, and then if you want to find the pistol itself, you can find it in the lodge, up in your room, Secrets Outfitters, Neon, and then Laredo Arms in Aquila City. I've looked at the Laredo M2 pistol before here on the channel, and that is actually going to be in the same spot as this. So if you have both of these active and that spot isn't clear, there's a chance there'd be an issue with that particular spot. There's a lot of attachments for this one, similar to the M4. There's just a lot to look at. These stats are pretty good right off the bat, but you can make this even more powerful. I mean, it is the Halo pistol, you might as well. It just makes sense. But you can do a lot with it, like switching out grips, but you can even turn it into like a little mini rifle. There's a few different skins for this one. This one's got to be a John Wick reference, right? There's even one called Tip of the Spear, which is a little homage to Halo Reach. Let me know if you've tried this one out yet. It's relatively new to creations, but it's a really good weapon mod, and it's by a creator that has been around for a bit. Before the outro, I do want to mention one last thing. You may have noticed if you tried one of these that the weapon icons don't really show up in your favorites. I actually made a video talking about the additional weapon icons mod, but I did find that the ammo HUD that I also looked at in that video actually does have some additional mods that offer support for some of these weapons that are for mods. I will link that video above if you want to go check it out. It seems like if you want icons for modded weapons, you can only have one or the other. So you could download the additional mods for the ammo HUD that include the icons for any weapon mods, as long as they're covered. For example, the M4 and the G36 do have patch mods available for this. But if you just stick with getting your icons from the additional weapon icons mod, that works because Novafinch actually made the M60 Halo pistol mod, so that will be included. You just won't get the ones that we looked at in the beginning of the video. So if these patches for the ammo HUD covers what you want to cover, then you would just want to go with that. It's a lot, but I came across this as I was messing around with these mods, so I wanted to mention it. If the mod authors or anyone has any insight as to how to get both of these to work together, let me know in the comments. And that is going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Hopping back into Starfield is always fun for me, because whenever I do, there always seems like there's some new mods to check out, or ones that I just didn't get around to checking out. Obviously, there's always some weird things that can happen with mods, but generally weapon mods are okay for me. Like with armor or clothing mods, you just want to make sure those special weapons from the mods and the ammo are off of your character before you uninstall those mods. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.